All right, this is Keith from Love Living Local 315. This is our Coach's Corner. This is a very special Coach's Corner for me. I have my coach that I played for. We're in the high school gym that I played. The legendary Coach Michael Durr. Coach, how we doing?
Very good. Very
Coach,
good,
listen,
Chief. It's so good to see you.
Absolutely. Listen, this is something that I wanted to see come to fruition for a long time. You know, sitting under the basket with Coach, there's something sacred about this moment. You know, when you walk into this gym, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm here a lot now. Lately, with my nieces playing, Ella and Aaron, my youngest sister's kids, and they've had a great career here. And obviously, they came up through the ranks watching me coach, watching my daughter play here. This was my life. I
Absolutely.
came to high school here, went to college at Utica College, and then I came back and was lucky enough to be an assistant under Joe White for 9 years. And I left here, went to Poland for 2, started my varsity career up at Poland High School, coaching up there for 2 years. And then Joe retired, and I came back here for 21 more years. I was lucky enough to coach people like you and a lot of great players, a lot of great memories. And this place has meant a lot to my family.
Absolutely.
And every time I walk into this place, it's just obviously a great feeling.
For sure, for sure. When I think about the foundation you kind of built here and the culture you built, you were grooming men. It was bigger than basketball. Was that always your approach as a coach to kind of teach the outside stuff, you know, how to be a man, how the life lesson stuff? Was that always your philosophy?
That was a big part of it, a huge part of it. You know, the basketball thing was obviously in my belly, and I played here, and there was a ton of great players and coaches before me. I felt that I needed to carry on that tradition. And again, I was lucky enough to coach some great kids, great families back then, kids I grew up with. Their kids played for me. My kids played for me. I met a lot of great guys through my kids' friendships. A big part of this is making sure that you guys got the whole philosophy behind Notre Dame, which is growing up to be good citizens, great people. I think we made that connection along the way.
Absolutely. And I think what resonated with me most was the team building stuff. And we talked a little bit about it off camera. Those practices on Sundays, you know, there used to be bingo tables in the gym. We'd go to Rosary for Mass, come in, break down the tables, practice, put the tables back up. Little did we know that camaraderie and team building, you know, we hated it in the moment, but looking back, those were the moments.
That's right.
You know, that we really came together as a team. Did you know that then? You know what I mean? Or was that just something that we just did on Sundays?
No, it was part of the thing. I think the biggest thing out of Sunday practices that I got a good feeling about this place and myself was we went to Mass first.
Absolutely.
And I always wanted you guys to keep that in the back of your mind that, you know, the big guy upstairs is number one, and then everything after that will fall into place. So that was part of the thing about getting across to you guys that, you know, basketball is important, and you know it was important to me, but the bigger picture was a lot more than basketball.
For sure. I mean, even how we carried ourselves from the Blazers on game days. I mean, you knew what we were doing in the hallways during the school days. I mean, it was a different level of team. You know what I mean? Like there was a standard we had to really uphold as a Notre Dame Juggler, and you always let it be known that name on our jersey meant something.
Right.
And that was always a big thing
Right.
for you.
It's the name on the front, it's not the name on the back, and we never put your guys' names on the back of the jersey, and for a reason. We were Notre Dame Jugglers, and that's the way you guys kept it, and that's the way I wanted it to be. And, you know, I had a great staff, too. I mean, the assistant coaches
Absolutely.
that I had under me, I think they treated you guys with respect. They always loved being here day after day.
Absolutely.
And, you know, every day, those 2 hours, those 2.5, 3 hours of practices were the best hours of the day for me and I think our coaching staff, and I hope for you guys. This was my classroom.
For sure.
You guys went to school here and went to class with the teachers and all that stuff, but this was my classroom for 2.5 hours a day. And to me, this was your most important class. That's the way I wanted
For
you
sure.
guys to treat it, and that's the way you did. And that was my fruition as a coach. That was the most important 2 hours of my day, and I think it was the most important 2 hours of your guys'
Absolutely.
day.
So when you talk about Notre Dame, the culture, and the Durr name being synonymous with Notre Dame, I think about obviously one of my close friends, your son Pete. You get to coach your son Pete, Dan, Luke, and now even her career, seeing what she's done here, and then all your nieces. The Durr name, and obviously your nieces being Trinkus, but still that bloodline being synonymous with Notre Dame. How much does that mean to you and your family to see that now, even 20 years later, you got nieces coming through here winning state championships?
Yeah, it's special. My mom was a big reason she taught us to love this place. She was very involved when we went to school here. My father passed away when I was a senior in high school here. So my mom, this place meant a lot to her because she was a single mom at that time. And everybody in this school helped us grow up here. My kids, me, my younger sisters, and this place was really special to my mother. And when I became the head coach here, and obviously get to coach my kids, my daughters played. We had an AAU team, and I coached my daughter's AAU team. And like Kevin Grimmer, who played with me here, was one of my best
Yeah, I
friends.
love Coach Graham.
His nieces, the Sarings, their name is up there
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely.
And those families, we all came up through Notre Dame, and we tried to put that back onto you guys, that it is a family. It's a family type of thing, and I think my kids handled it well. I think I was harder on my kids than any of you
Absolutely.
guys. They had to put up with me on the way home when we didn't have a great practice or we didn't have a great game. A lot of it fell on them, but they also understood that, this place meant a lot to our family, and I didn't want them to feel that they let me down, but they knew in their heart that they didn't want to disappoint us.
Absolutely.
It's a special, special place to my family, a lot of families. You see the names up there,
For sure.
and that's the way we kept it going.
And one thing I appreciate now as an adult is the brotherhood. The guys that I played with and grew up with here, they're still my friends to this day. I can still call them up, still connect with them, still share stories. And for me, that means the most. 25 years later, we can still stay connected. And I think that's because of how you coached us, how you kind of raised us all together, in this basketball family. And now it's like it's for life.
Right.
And I think that's a huge thing.
And it was the same way that I played. The guys I played with, like I mentioned, Paul Zalewski, Kevin Grimmer, Steve Griffiths, all the guys I played with, we're still connected. We get together all the time. That's what it's all about, is at the end of my career, looking at you guys and you're great young men, and I consider you family.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned the word legacy. I don't know, legacy's a big word to me.
Yeah.
But for me, at the end of my career, to see how you guys have ended up, that's the most rewarding thing about the years I spent coaching here, is that you guys grew up to be super, super human beings.
Absolutely.
And this place still means a lot to you.
For sure.
And that's what I wanted to pass on to you guys.
Well, listen, Coach, that's one of the things that resonated with me, and it still does to this day when I walk in this gym. It means something. It just means something to me. To have worn the jersey and be a part of this fraternity and brotherhood and family, like I said, it's forever. And that's credit to you and your coaching style, your upbringing. Obviously, I remember some of my fondest memories being like those early camps. We used to have basketball camp here every summer. You know, and that's where you really connected with other kids from other school districts, was at the Notre Dame Juggler camp. And I wish we still had that here. You know, we don't see them as much. You see the basketball camps, but the ones that were here that you had with all the different coaches from all the different areas come in talking to us, those are some of my fondest memories for sure.
Those are the things you remember. The camps were all great. You know, Sean Burton coming here. And
Absolutely.
when he was 8 years old, 9 years old, and then he goes on to be an All-American at Ithaca College, Pat Moore, you know, all those kids, they used to come here yourselves
Yeah,
when
no,
you're
for
10,
sure.
11, 12 years old. And hopefully that's when you guys got a little fever in your belly that, hey, we'd like to come to Notre Dame and
Absolutely.
play.
Absolutely.
And those were great times, and those were great times for my family. I had my cousin's kids from Massachusetts. There was 8 or 10 of them that used to come back every year and come to the camp, and they used to take pictures. And I just went to one of their weddings
And they had the
a
pictures.
couple of weeks ago. They had the pictures there, and so we took pictures of all the kids that went to camp.
Yeah.
My cousin's kids, and you know, I look at the pictures when they were at camp, and now they're all young men too, and you know,
No,
those are great.
those are the moments.
Great, yeah.
And for me, I was really close with the Devons family. And Brian and I were close, and he had an older brother, Matt, obviously, that played for you.
Right.
He was about 4 or 5 years older.
Yep.
I got to see them. You know, those guys make a state run or a state championship run with you.
Yep.
That made me and Brian want to be a juggler. You know, seeing that and the way these guys were at the camp and seeing the older guys, just how they carried themselves, that made us want to be a juggler, wanted to play for you. And that stands out to me, you know, that like you just said, you know, you get to see the players that come before you and wanting to be a part of that. All right, Coach, when I walk into this hallway, obviously the nostalgia kicks in. You know, I start to, you know, kind of water up a little bit. What's your feelings when you see this hallway? You know, some of the success the Jugglers have had, your face on the Hall of Fame wall. I mean, what's that mean to you?
My face is up there, but my daughter's is, my sister's is up there also, and obviously a bunch of guys I played with, and you know, Coach Grimm.
Byron Abraham
Some
there.
great memories.
For sure. So this
so-
means a lot. This is more than just memorabilia.
Yep, this is 60 years of my life right here, and all the guys I play with, Coach Brown, who will coach me, Jacob, Mr. Petrillo, who was a great supporter in Notre Dame, him and Mrs. Petrillo. Mrs. Petrillo was
Absolutely.
our scorekeeper.
Absolutely. I remember it vividly.
Huge amount of great memories, and every time I walk through this place, I have to walk through and read the plaques over.
Absolutely.
And,
I'd imagine you probably get a little emotional.
oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
And, you know, like you said, when we used to have the basketball camps, kids would come out here and look at this stuff. And,
Absolutely.
you know, I don't want to say it was a recruiting tool, but it certainly didn't hurt.
No, for sure.
It didn't hurt.
I think now I have a greater appreciation for this. You know, when I used to walk through here as a student, I didn't really pay attention much. But now I know what it means. You know, I know what it means to us. I know what it means to former jugglers. And I know what it means to the brand of the school. And this is a special thing.
Right, and that's why it's so important that we keep this place going. It's an institution for the whole Utica area. I just hope it's around for another 50 years after
Absolutely.
I'm gone. Right now, we're back on the upswing. Really happy to see the school starting to pick up again, and
For sure.
our sports are starting to turn around. Connor called with the football program, and hopefully Danny can start turning the basketball program around. The girls'
Absolutely.
basketball program's been doing a great job since Johnny Snyder took over. So, no, it's quite a special place.
Absolutely. Listen, Coach, you've played a pivotal role in my life and my upbringing, and I'm very appreciative of it. I know my mom is, you know, for sure. You know, you've had a lot of conversations with my mom, but this is something that I've always wanted to do, sit down, talk with you, have a conversation, and really give you your flowers while you're still here. Because we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Coach. Thank you for everything. I love you, man, like a father.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Coach Durr, the legend.